Elena had always believed that her grandmother's stories about vampires were just old folklore. But that changed one October night when she moved into her grandmother's house after her passing. The house stood alone on the outskirts of the town, its Gothic architecture casting an eerie shadow under the moonlight. One of the things that her grandmother left her was an antique mirror, which whispered strange words in a language she did not understand. Despite her initial fear, Elena was curious. She began to explore the house, finding a hidden room concealed behind the tall bookshelves in her grandmother's library. Inside, she found numerous old texts and a leather-bound diary with a silver clasp. The diary revealed the startling truth. Her family had been the guardians of a secret that spanned centuries. Vampires were real, and they had been hunting her family for generations. The mirror was not just an heirloom, but a protective artifact that kept vampires at bay. Over the next few days, strange things began to happen. Elena would wake up with unexplained scratches on her arms and hear whispers in the night. One evening, while reading her grandmother's diary, she noticed the name Lucien mentioned frequently. Lucien was a vampire lord who had been after her family for decades. Suddenly, the mirror began to glow, and in its reflection, Elena saw the figure of a tall, menacing man with piercing red eyes. Panic set in as she realized it was Lucien. That night, Elena could feel someone watching her. She decided to seek help from the town's historian, Mr. Whitmore, who had always shown an interest in her family's history. Mr. Whitmore revealed that he had been working with her grandmother and that they had managed to seal Lucien away using a powerful incantation. However, the spell was weakening. Returning home, Elena felt an unnatural chill. She decided to read further into the diary and found the spell that had imprisoned Lucien. That night, as the wind howled and the moon cast ghostly shadows, Elena knew she had to act. She stood before the mirror, reciting the incantation. Suddenly, the room grew cold, and Lucien's image reappeared in the mirror, but this time, he reached out, trying to cross the threshold. Elena continued to chant, her voice trembling but determined. The mirror's glow intensified until it was blinding. Then, with a deafening crack, the mirror shattered, and a gust of wind swept through the room. The presence of Lucien was gone. Exhausted but relieved, Elena knew this wasn't the end. She had inherited the mantle of her family's guardianship. She vowed to protect the town and ensure Lucien, or any other vampire, would never threaten her family or anyone else again.